living for eternity. Not even heaven seemed pleasant, it was spurning me. Raised with peasants in the crescents, we were shadows when reality television was watching adults. And throughout the comedy was drama and a lot of pain. And that sentence, it would run on to the karma came, into the eulogy, and usually my mama sang about the pheasants and the presents we no longer claim. That heaven is forever, but at times I find myself thinking I'd rather never lived. I mean, my life was like a dream. I had everything I wanted, but that ain't all it seems for. All the time in the world, live eternal in Inferno or in Eden with the squirrels, no brainer. Stat, I was feeling like the stat, and the thought of forevermore was feeling like a trap. All it brought was more of the same people in flames. A reality television channel that never changes, lost in the confusion of 7 billion strangers, scared to hope heaven won't have a touch of the same.
The door opened, in walked my brother, terrified, teary-eyed, I'm wide open, only to hear our father died. It's not true, I'm hoping, I need some air, I'm choking. Get me off this ride, where's life going? Feeling I'm lost, I'm frozen, suspended in mid-traumatized state. Why I'm chosen for this fate, I don't know. Head shakes back and forth emotion, oh unsociable, not speaking. Remaining silent cause I'm weak and deep inside I'm freaking. Want my father back, I need him, watch God cheating. Taking half or two that gave me life. My mind replaced the thought, now no longer can I sleep at night. Not feeling right, insecure, now what's my future looking like? Ain't dealt with death before, age 11 and can't take no more. My hands on the floor, cause my stomach's feeling sick. And I was mad at the Lord, because he took him all too quick that day. On his way to pick me up, he never made it. Blamed it all on myself, therefore I dwelled in self-hatred. On a path called destruct, many thought I wouldn't make it. I hate it, the way I feel, but I just can't seem to shake it.
My brother died when I was 18, now I'm 24 and I keep having the same dream. My days seem to pass fast, but now I hate sleep. So when they say stay free, I really know what they mean. Just remember I was destined to fail at every level. They tell you the rebels will never prevail. Heaven or hell, whatever the weather, you never can tell. You know you've lost a loved one when you remember their smell. I was born to fight oppression, but I'm traumatized and stressing with this borderline depression. Swear I'm haunted by your presence. You get all of my confessions. Pray the Lord provides his blessing, and I soar as high as heaven. But it's sorta like I'm guessing, cause I'm older than you were when you died. I'm nervous inside in the afterlife. Are you the age you were when you died? It's puzzling me. That would be something to see, face to face with an older brother that's younger than me. I'm still haunted, 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 haunted.
Watching me, whispers that I hear.
As a kid, I never took my life out of the routine of video games and games through teams. Always kept to myself, never really was the kid to make a fool out of myself or my health. Cause I was my stealth, living in the zone that I created to make peace with creatures that would want to meet you. Cause in reality I traveled to the school where the third bell was dreaded, and heads would get wetted on the fist of the biggers. And every day I go get wailed on and I'd wail on, but no one would hear me. Cause this was in the corner of the field with the snakes and the weeds for the jimmies. And every bully was always 5 years older than me. I couldn't stand it, knowing there was bruises in me. And I couldn't do nothing about it, cause they told me if I ever snitched about it, that they would kill me. Still my jugular vein, a trap for the feeling. Throw me in the gutter for the 5 o'clock railing. I'm only 6 years old, please let me go. When my body go numb to the sound of the thump.
Always loved how you live life with no regrets. That's why your spirit touched so many that you never met. Only thing that ever gets me upset is strangers telling us specific ways that we should pay respect. It's hard not to take that the wrong way, when I was taught that everybody mourns their own way. Flowers on graves, some cry, some pray, but every rhyme say it's artist mourns on stage. They need to understand we still private people, even if we lead very public lives. So if we shed tears and they don't see it, it doesn't mean that we never cried. But either way, I'ma carry the torch. I wish you was around to see just how you influenced me. I don't care if they don't get what I'm doing now, cause now I'm doing it for me. When y'all grabbed them by the throat, they didn't get it, but you knew that they would come around eventually. I try to think about how strong I was back then, so the naysayers' words.
And it didn't take long to finger salam. The minute that he picked up a ticket to get his mom on a plane to the States, they waved the red flags and said he'd better have a really good explanation, cause his green card was past expiration and it looked like he was up to something diabolical. Too bad they had the wrong man. He just wasn't methodical enough to blow up a balloon, let alone the whole room. But they kept him in detention for nearly a week, until he snapped and strangled the guard with the sheet to get his keys, then flee there. Got off for restraints, but they caught him at the gates and had to put him to sleep. I used to know this dude named Mahmoud Salam. He came to America to get away from bombs, and all he had to his name when he died was a frame that contained all the pain in his eyes. I used to know this dude named Mahmoud Salam. He came to America to get away from bombs, and all he had to his name when he died was a frame that contained all the pain in his eyes.
Face of regret, so quick to say he wanna change his step, but ain't done what he claimed yet. It's dumb. I might be his son, but that fight's over and done. He made that choice when I was 6, looking in my face drunk, saying he ain't even want kids. What a bitch, I didn't deserve that. I dipped Kevin every day in my first class. He on the football team, a senior. He punched me the first day and chipped my teeth up. I hate him, can't shake him. Should've hit him, just didn't. Could it be I'm a sheep among wolves? Girls see me as weak and uncool, and I see them as cheap and uncouth. So we evenly each be unmoved. Truth is, they don't know me inside. If she wanted to be my homie, I'd be open to try. It's not physical, I just wanted you to be civil enough to let me sit with you. I'm not invisible. I say hi every time and you never reply. If shit fly, don't be surprised. If I die, just remember I tried. If I don't, just remember my hopes. Is this an unfunny joke or a suicide note? You never know.
Face first in the self-hate, burst into tears when I'd hear my own hellish name cursed. If I seem timid, it's only because every mirror that I saw back then had the earth's ugliest human being in it. And with that said, they would kick me till they got tired or I act dead. And I have to tell y'all that the obvious part is I always feel free when I'm talking to God. Alone on the playground, Friday afternoon, and the old sister who hums gospel tunes, I saw her, noticed her getting closer. She approached me and put a knowing hand on my shoulder and hooked my feelings. Cause she looked at me in a way that adults very seldom look at children. And with the wisdom only earned by years, she read my thoughts and she welled up with tears and said, you look the way you do because you're special. Not the short bus way, I mean that God's gonna test you. And all of this pain is training for the day when you will have to lead with the gift God gave to you. Grown folks don't see it, but the babies do. And there's a chance that you can save a few. And time would prove that she started my movement. She didn't tell me to take it, she told me to use it.
It only made him more vexed, increased his heart palpitations. Several startled students escaping, rapidly vacating. But still time remains to succeed with the deed and reciprocate his pain. Fatality for miscongeniality. Cheerleaders that dissed him and the dodgeball captains that never picked him. Kill him for recognition and now they'll never forget him. Needless to say, he proceeded to spray, aimed his negative energy at the heads of his enemies. Proceeded to murder, no need to speak further. Never underestimate the hate of another. Cause yo, there are dark corners in everyone's mind, and like any dark corner, you never know what you'll find. Take no one lightly, cause even the unlikely can justify a reason to dive off the deep end. There are dark corners in everyone's mind, and like any dark corner, you never know what you'll find. Take no one lightly, cause even the unlikely can justify a reason to dive off the deep end. Never underestimate the hate of another.
When she called, I had a knife to my wrist. Feeling like life ain't make sense. See, I just quit my job, sick of flipping burgers and living in my aunt's garage. So I just let it ring. Sitting there, drowning in a bottle of Jim Beam, thinking to myself, she was supposed to be my queen. Feel like a bad dream, and I just wanna wake up. Walked in the house, caught some nigga digging that out, him and his spouse. Remember when we first confessed we loved one another? I was cool with her pops, she was tight with my mother. As crazy as it sounds, think I still love her enough to take my own life. Left me with nothing but a broken heart. Suicidal thoughts, a 12-inch blade, real sharp. Phone still ringing, so I picked up the call. Let go of the knife, let it drop to the floor. Damn. wanna wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
When I am sleeping, I cannot keep the night. When I am sleeping,
Some days I don't even wanna wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
when I am sleeping, I cannot keep the
When
night.
she called, he had a knife to his wrist, contemplating if life made sense. See, he just quit his job.